Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to make some layered tags like this. So it's got 1, 2, 3. It's got 4 layers. And on the back you can write. It's got a little diddly bob on the top. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a couple pieces of scrap paper. It doesn't take a lot of paper, and you can make it in any size. Small. Now this one's a small to go in our little journal here, which when we found the front here. I made it small so it fits in this little journal. You know, I needed some little tags here. Yeah, like this. So it's going to fit in here like that. And so I thought I would make a bigger one to go into the idea book. So let me show you. Now, I got the idea from, I got some new boots for Christmas. Which, thank goodness I did, because then we started getting all this crazy snow. And on the boots came this tag. And it was put together like this. Highly recommend these boots, by the way. Okay. It was like this. Okay. Now, I'm not a rep for this company. Have nothing to do with this company. This is just happens to be the tag. So if this bothers you, I'll just put my finger over it. But this is how the tag was laid out. Like this. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then the back of the tag. Okay. Like that. So that's what I thought we'd do. Now, if you don't like the point, make it rounded. You know, you can round it. Now, I'll show you how I did it. The back part, this back part here, is one piece. Now, if you don't have a piece of scrap paper, that's one whole piece, which I didn't for this. I cut my top piece. I cut this piece, and then I just added about a 1/2 inch and folded it and put it over the piece that I wanted. Simple, simple, simple. And then to get my point so that it matched, I took the smaller of the two and I just brought my, well, let me just show you, okay? Let me just show you. It'll be so much easier if I just show you. Okay, so I'm going to do my first one out of this book page. This is just a book page out of our favorite flower book, okay? That's all it is. It's just a book page. So this piece, your back piece, needs to be, okay, it needs to be a total of 7, hold on a second. 7 6/8 inches long. Now that includes this little tiny point. Now, if you are like me and you're not, you know, whipty-dippty with math, then make it 7 3/4. You know, it's just not that big a deal. But I'm just going to go like this, and I'll show you. And I'll show you because I'm pretty sure mine isn't exact. And hold on a second here. I need to straighten my edge up here because my torn edge is getting in my way. So I haven't even said hello and Heidi ho to everybody. So how is everyone today? I hope you're doing well. And that is not straight by any means. I hope everyone's doing well. All right, now where's the top? Now, this is going to be the important part. Because this folds over, you want the top of your picture facing you if you turn it over to measure. Okay? If you're going to measure it on the back of your paper, make sure the top of your picture is on the bottom but facing you. See? That's the top of my picture, but it's facing me. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to put that like that. And then I'm just going to draw around it. I've got to sharpen that pencil. Okay, now this back piece, this piece is 4 inches long. And hold on a minute and I will tell you how wide it is. This piece is 4 inches long by 2. This is 4 inches long, 2 1/4 inches wide. Okay, 4 inches long, 2 1/4 inches wide. Everything for the large tag is 2 1/4 inches wide. Okay, the top piece, this piece is from the fold down from the fold to the tip. Hold on here. I'm trying to get the tip. Is 3 6/8. 3 from the fold to the tip is 3 6/8. Now, like I said, if you don't want to measure in fractions, or you're like me and that whole fraction thing just, makes you crazy, then don't worry about it. So I'm going to mark where my fold is. Okay. Now, the next piece that you're going to do is just a flat piece. And this flat piece is 4 inches long. It's 4 inches long. And it is 2 1/4 inches wide. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing with it. And normally I would just be gluing these things on. And you know what? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to cut them out. Because otherwise I am going to have, because then I lose my pattern. Never mind. Never mind. Because I'm just going to paper clip this to it in my idea book. This way I can write the sizes on it. Okay, so it's 4 inches long by 2 inches wide. Okay, now the next little tag part is still 2 inches wide and 4 inches long. Oh, wait, you know what? To save my paper here, I'm going to put it up here. Now this is the same 2 7/6, whatever it was. It's just, you want this to be, you want them to end up being the same length. You want these two pieces to be the same length as your big piece. Okay. That's what you want them to be. You want them to be this. You want them to end up being the same length. Okay. Okay. So here's the back piece. And here are the other two pieces. There's that one. we're going to make a couple of these because I want to show you out of cardstock also. And I want to show you how I did the small one, because this is going to be a big one. So I want to show you how I did a small one and how I adjusted for the height. Okay, so this is the big one. Okay, so that's where I marked my fold. So I'm going to fold it over. So you need to make sure that your fold is straight. Okay. And then this one tucks inside. And yes, I am going to ink. And if your cut isn't straight, don't worry about it, because you are going to have an opportunity to straighten it up. And then this is the next one. It goes in here. Right there. Now, you should have a little bit hanging out like that. Okay? Now, my cut over here isn't exactly straight, so I'm going to either that or I don't have it in here straight, which, you know, that's a possibility too. So I'm going to try and get it straightened up here. Okay, so I don't think I have it cut straight down here on this part. So I'm going to straighten this up. One side or the other is not straight. This side. So I'm going to straighten this up. Right there. Just like that. And then I'm going to tuck this one back in. There we go. Just like that. Now, if you want them to be able to be separated, then you don't want to do like I did here. I put my eyelet through all three of them to hold them down. But I also have the top wrapped around there. So you could put a brad through them if you wanted. You could put anything through them that you wanted. Now, you can also ink these, which I did. There we go. And there's the back. Now, I am going to put a brad through these. So, and because this is the bigger one, I'm going to use a bigger brad. I'm going to put it right there. And I need to flip this around here before I do that. See, you could just rip through these like nothing, because they don't take any time at all once you know your sizes. There we go. Oops, I don't have that down, do I? So I will tell you the sizes again. So the bottom piece of your paper, or the make sure I get this in there here. What in the world? What did I do? All right, let's take that brad out and do that again, or that eyelet out and do that again. Okay, so let me tell you the sizes of your paper again. Okay, so the width of your paper is 2 1/4 inches wide. Okay, the back piece is 4 inches. This piece is 2 from the fold to the tip is 2 6/8, and like I said, you can make this 2 1/4 if you want. And then this piece, your center piece, is 2 1/4 inches wide, 4 inches long. Okay, your center square piece is 4 inches long. This piece is 2 1/4 inches wide. And it's also 4 inches long. Okay? And then they just stack together. All right, how about we try this? How about we try one of these again? And let's make sure I've got the right pieces together here. I must not have had that pushed in all the way. Let's try this again. Oh, that's better. Whew. There. So here's my tag. And it's scooted. That's all right. I'll just trim that up and make that straight. So now here's my tag. And I can trim up my bottom edges. So yeah, you do have to make sure that your bottom edges don't scoot. Like mine just did. You need to hold them in place because they will scoot. Okay. So there's my large tag, and then you just add a ribbon on it. Now, to make the small one, I want to show you how you adjust your paper. So to make a small one, the first thing you need to do, now, honestly, I would make a large one first to use that as your guide, because that makes making the small one a lot easier, because then you can use the tip of this as your guide. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go on and cut this to the size that I need. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to the size that we talked about. Now, I told you that you could make this a little bit shorter. Let's see. If I turn it this way, no, it makes my music wampa-doodle. If I cut it this way, then my music's going the right way. Okay, so the total length of this needs to be 7. So I'm gonna make this 7 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I do want to do my 2 3/4 first. Where is it? So let's do 2 3/4 or close to it. Okay, let's get that off the table. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter on this. Maybe this way. Okay. So I'm going to cut this to 7 3/4. Okay, so remember I told you we can cut it. We don't have to get to the exact numbers. So for those of you that hate math, I'm cutting this down to 7 3/4. Okay, so we're making a small one. Here's 7 3/4. Okay, so the next one we're going to have to alter down also, because we just did this one. So to fold this, we want to make, where's the one we did? We want to make sure that our tip touches here. So we need a tip down here. So I'm going to take the tip of the big one that I just did, and I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm going to touch it to the bottom. Okay, I'm just touching it to the bottom, or you can even take your top one. You're just going to touch it to the bottom. That's all I'm doing, is I'm just touching it to the bottom to get me the angle that I need. That's all I'm doing. I'm just touching it to the bottom. I'm making sure it's straight. I'm just touching it to the bottom of the paper that I just cut. Okay, see? That's all I did. I'm just touching it to the bottom to get me the angle. And then I'm just going to cut the angle. It's just like we do with those cards. We're just getting the angle that we need. Okay? So, now I can bring this down, and I didn't get myself a very good angle, did I? And now I know where to fold it. So now I know where to fold. And if not having a pointy tip just drives you bonkers, like me, then go back and make that more pointed. It does not bother me in the least bit. But now I know where to fold that. And I don't have to do any more math. Okay, so now my next part, oops. Now my next part is going to be the flat one here. Okay, now on the big one, on here, this one, which is this one, it was 2.5 inches by 4. Well, for this little guy, oh, you guys, I cut this too big. I cut this too big. All right, so let's cut this down. Let's do this over. I don't want this big. Ah, I'm making a big one. Darn it. Darn it, darn it. Okay, I need to make this smaller. I want a little guy. I want this guy. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. I want a little guy. This is the size I want. I wondered why this didn't look right. Hold on a second. My fold's going to be right, but my angle's not right. So I'm going to have to recut my angle. Okay, let me recut my angle. Darn it, darn it. Okay, I don't know if this one's going to work. I might have to cut another one. Well, poo. I don't know if this one's going to work. Let me make another one. Lori, you silly woman. Silly, silly woman. Okay. Hold on a second, guys. I am so sorry. Uh-oh, I just lost my pencil mark. Amongst all this music marks, I just lost my pencil mark. Okay, so for this little one, let me tell you what this little bitty one is. Oh, Lori, you crazy girl. All right, so the little one, let me tell you the width of it. The little one that I made is 2 inches wide. This one is 2 inches wide. All right, let's get that one out of the way. But I still did the same thing. I still took the big one and I lined the tip up. Good gravy. Now, I won't edit out any mistakes because I want you guys to see the mistakes. And I don't edit videos anyhow, so you're going to see all my mistakes. Right there. So, I just took the big one and I lined it up at the bottom. Now, for this, you do have to make sure that you're even. Okay, you have to make sure that you're even on both sides. Like that. Okay, now I have my point. Now, I can bring this down. And if I've cut this piece too long, which I have, I can cut off this piece up here to the length that I want. And this piece that I want, where did it go? Oh, golly, I sure did. I cut it way too long. Okay. Okay, I only want it 6 1/4 inches long. 6 3/4. I'm sorry, 6 3/4. There we go. Put that over there. Okay, I only want this 6 3/4. And you can decide what, you know, this is double-sided paper, so you can decide what you want. But by doing it that way, you can also decide what paper you want on the outside. And now I know where to fold it. Okay, now let's get back to where we were. So, for my next page on the inside, my next tag, now you can decide what you want to put on the inside. It's totally up to you. I have other scraps here that I got out that I'm going to use. Okay, let me get this off here. Now, I'm going to use this. I like this. Okay, so I want a piece that's the same width and the same length as the inside. And then my next piece is going to be the same as this. Okay, so my next tag, I want the same as this rust color. So I am going to take this. This is why I said make a big one for your you know, so that you can use it either in your idea book or as a sample someplace. Okay, so now I can cut out my tag that I want. That's the next tag that I want. Right there. Okay, it's going to go that way. Now the inside piece is going to go this way. So I just need to, let's cut that off. It's going to go this way. Now, you have to measure from the fold down. And once you get this piece made, your big piece made, then you have what you need to measure your other two pieces. And you can make, you can make these quickly. And if you're going to make them, all small or all big, you can mass make them for your journals. Okay. So here's the other piece that goes in here. It's going to go there like that. And then my other tag is going to go in there. Okay, now I want my other tag to come down a little bit, which means I want this one either to be shorter or the next one to be a little bit longer. So I want to pull it down like that. So now, do you see where my fold is? These inside ones aren't long enough. So what I need to do is I need to pull this back fold down. Don't pull the front down. Pull the back down. Pull the back down. So I've misfolded it someplace. So pull it back down, and I haven't used my, there we go, like that. Okay. So this isn't where it should be, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's not perfect, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now, if you don't like that layered look, if you want something that looks more like that or like that, then you just need to make sure when you measure that this and this are folded better. Okay, so that was something that I didn't do. I must not have folded this thicker paper flat. I don't think I did. I know I didn't, or I wouldn't have that problem. But now I just have more layers. Now, if you want to round your corners here at the bottom, now's the time to do it. Now, I'm going to go on and put an eyelet in, and since it's a smaller tag, I'm going to put in a smaller eyelet. I'm actually going to hold this with a paper clip while I turn things around so that they're not wiggling. And it's going to have to be trimmed over there. So I'm going to hold things still while I trim it. There we go. All right, so let's flip this around. Come on, get back down there where you're supposed to be. There we go. Okay, so these are easy to make and they're fun to make. And now I've got one that I can put in my idea book with the original, and I can write down the measurements, and there we go. And I'll also write down the information where these are. So if I want to see one, you know, that I've made, I can. Okay, so here's this one put together. So here's this one. And then this one. And then this one. And this one. And then back here. And I think that's neutral enough. If you're a writer and you wanted to write on it, you could. I don't write a lot in my journals. Every now and then I'll write something. I'm just not I used to when I was younger, but I don't anymore. Okay, so let's get some ribbons in these. So I have this that I've been saving. Now it's a little bit thick, so I'm gonna split it here. This is just some sorry ribbon. Let's see. I need my little baby pokey tool to poke it through here. There we go. PJ's been barking at the birds. The birds have just been having a good time with the bird feeders. He's just been barking at them. There you go. Okay, so there's that one. So there's that one. Now for this one, I think I want something a little brighter. This is just a piece of fabric. I don't think I want the blue, but I do think I want this little piece of sari ribbon. That might be a little bit short. Let's see what we have here. Here's our bowl that we have here. Let's pull out these little scrap pieces of paper. They don't need to be in here. Let's see what we have here. We've got purples and greens, okay. Oh, this will work. I think this will work right here. It's a little bit long, but that's all right. We can trim it. I think it'll go through this hole. Maybe. See if we can get it through there. Oh yeah, it'll go through that hole. And then we'll trim it off. Oh wait, I think this piece, I like this piece better. It's got a little more texture to it. Oops, come on, get it in there. There we go. Oh, I like that much better. Come on, you guys, get up there. All right, now we're going to put a little drop of glue on these so they don't come undone. Now we'll put that little tiny piece up there. Now I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. Let me scoot these over here, and I just take my art glitter glue and down where the knot, down here, where the knot meets the main part of the ribbon, I just put a little dot, and on the back where the knot twists, I just put a little dot. That keeps the ribbon from, and especially sari silk. Sari silk is, it comes untied very easily. And then back here we'll do the same thing. There we go. And then we'll just let those dry before we put them in our journals. There we go. A quick, easy layered tag. That'll be fun to use in our journals. And you can just pop them over the page if you want, like that. Or over a pocket. Let me show you what I mean by over a pocket. I was playing with mine earlier today. And, oops, get up there. Like if you want that little ribbon sticking out, you can just pop it right over the page like that. And the little ribbon sticks out. So you've got a little layered tag that'll go right over the page. And it still shows on this part of your page as well as that part of your page. Like that. So you can make them in any size. You could even make them bigger if you wanted. But it'll just go right over your page. And it doesn't matter where you put them. You know, what side of them that you do. Or you can even do the same thing in a layered pocket. You can pop it right over the pocket like that. And it'll kind of hold your pocket shut for you. And you can decorate the back if you want, since you're, putting it over a pocket. See, and here's what the bigger one would look like. It'll hold your pocket shut for you, so anything that's little in there, really can't come out. If you've got little things in it, nothing can come out. And you can decorate the back some more if you want. And that way it doesn't allow things to pop out. So you've got some little over-the-pocket tags. They can be used for just about anything you want. And if you want to leave the back white, for any journaling that you might like to do and use them as a traditional tag, that's an option too. So you have some tags that can be used for all kinds of things. And they're easy to do, and you can mass make them. So there you go, my friends. I want to thank you for joining me today. And I do hope that you enjoyed our little project. And I do apologize for getting confused on the sizes that we were making. And I hope I didn't confuse you too much. If I did, well, please don't forget you can leave me a comment below, and I'll be glad to answer you. I will put the measurements in the description for you so that you can see them there. And if you have any questions on anything, just make sure that you leave me a comment, and I will gladly answer your questions on them. And don't forget, you can like and comment. You can even share the videos if you choose. And until I see you again in our next video, ta-ta for now.